When I'm going up a mountain or if I'm going down it, my mind's focused on one thing, and that's getting up that mountain or getting down it. And there's nothing else bothering me at all, whether it be relationship issues or what be it. What am I doing?
It's just not as important as it was before. Like, it used to be like, oh, it's wintertime, snowboarding, that's all I'm gonna do. I have other things going on now, like growing up or whatever.
Playoffs started, the video is going to be pretty solid.
I'm excited for the West, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be a blood match.
Yeah, I'm happy with the NBA right now as far as Western Conference.
Let me kick my feet up on it.
You make this?
Kevin did for my birthday. Or no, for Christmas. Hey, babe.
Alright, first thing about snowboarding is to wear clothing, okay? Just, you want to cut down any sort of wind.
Resistance. What?
This is a poster? I don't know.
Yeah, this is our wall of shame. This is where we put all our tickets.
We got a Hawaiian and a Roni.
There, go outside. Shit.
Yeah. Okay, you
Honestly, this should be a beer.
I started snowboarding around 12 just because I was burnt out on ski racing, and so that's kind of why I switched over.
What do you mean you were burnt out?
I was ski racing for a good part of my life, like from, I don't know, like 7 to 11.
I started skiing at the age of 2 on a leash at a snowbird resort in Salt Lake City. Yeah, I was that little kid, and they had me on the leash, going down, you know.
So you went snowboarding right after you were of age to snowboard?
Yeah, as soon as I could snowboard, I was like, fuck this 2 skis, I want 1. Give me a snowboard. It's more natural, man. Skiing's not right.
I don't know, maybe in my teens, we did, me and the family did a hut trip, and it wasn't planning on doing any downhill backcountry skiing. We were just planning on going in the hut, but
me and my friend, like we kind of like hiked out a little bit further because we always like watch videos of like backcountry kickers and stuff, like an early like snowboard hot dog movie kind of stuff. And so like we during that trip we like kind of built a kicker out in the Vail Valley backcountry and hit that. And I guess that was like wasn't exactly like what I do now, but it's still kind of like that's untouched. So that's why we did that. And then so I guess that was the first time.
So we had snowmobiles. So me and my friends would like pack up our boards onto the snowmobiles and just like go and like find something. Be like, oh, that looks like it hit it, and then just hit it. And then somebody would come pick us up at the bottom and we'd go back up, and then it was like it was less of a mountain, more of like, hey, look, there's a valley there. Let's snowboard to the bottom of it. Or if we were really lazy that day, we would just hook a rope to the back of one of the snowmobiles and just find like a good clearing and just send it.
I think for me, I wouldn't feel comfortable. It's kind of like if you're on drums for Rolling Stones, you have no idea what you're doing. It's kind of like that, just because you can get nervous easily just because you're not sure what slopes are doing, what the snowfall is doing. You see videos of avalanches; they're not anything to take lightly. So
one of my buddies took me to Red Mountain, which I never walked up something to snowboard down it, because that's a lot different. Like you have to, I don't know, when you're at the resort, you're like, oh, I messed that up, I'm gonna jump on the chairlift, I'll be back here in 5 minutes. It's like, oh no, I have to walk 2 more hours if I want to do that again. Oops.
yeah, so like the night before, I get my pack ready. What I got here is just like all my layers. Just gonna get ready for tomorrow. I'm just gonna throw them. I'm actually more motivated. I want to get going like around 6. I've gotten up around 5 before. Oh yeah, I throw my beacon in that pile just because I want my beacon on me the minute I get up. I don't want to forget to put it on at any time. When you get to the mountain or the base, you instantly turn it on and check with everybody else that has it, just so you know it's working. Everyone's got the same battery power. And you keep that like pretty much, I guess you can use like the Bible analogy, like right close to your heart, pretty much on your first layer, just so you don't like end up taking it off and forgetting to put it back on. I'm bring the shovel. That's just in case we need to dig somebody out, or if we choose to, dig a pit tomorrow. I don't think we will, but there's illustrations on there as far as like how to dig a pit. This is our probe. This is my boat probe. So that's just like if you're poking in the avalanche and you're trying to hit, meat. That way, you're hitting. Like once you use your beacon to find them, poke it in there, and someone's there. You start digging. The essentials, pretty much: beacon, shovel, probe. I mean, you could, if you want to survive without layers and all that, that's fine. But that's pretty much what you need in the backcountry. It's beacon, shovel, probe. Holes in these little side compartments. And now, to save time, I've been pre-skinning my split board just so I can get there and put them on and be ready to go. Because skinning and putting skins on can really take some time. Even like especially learning how to do it. So I try to just save time now. So I'm just basically taking apart my split board right now. switch sides like a puzzle piece like that. Gotta be careful with skins, especially. Just because, I mean, they're pricey, and they can lose stick like that. Mine have been kind of losing stick already, and I've only had them for a season. And you probably saw the plastic little guard on the inside. So I usually just put this on with that on there, and then I find a crease. These are Backcountry slipboard bindings. These I've kind of changed the game just because they're lighter, easier to kind of slide on and off. You'll see tomorrow how I slide it back on, but this is how you kind of get it into ski mode. Check what side it's on. This is the right one. People watch right now like, no, that's not the right one. Like, well, yeah, it is. Okay, it is. It's got to be the right one. Because it's going to be my right foot. That's the left foot. Don't hate. And you put the pin and you pull. You lock it in place. Like, my mind is more still and clear when I'm in the backcountry, if I'm snowboarding or in the mountains, away from technology and most people, but like with a trusted group of friends. And so like when I'm going up a mountain or if I'm going down it, my mind's focused on one thing, and that's getting up that mountain or getting down it. And there's nothing else bothering me at all, whether it be relationship issues or what be it. What am I doing with my life? Why'd I do that one thing 10 years ago? There's nothing like that in my head when I'm in the mountains most of the time. If I'm active and I'm doing something, I'm going to be focused on that one thing, which is nice, and I need to do more of it, but you get caught up in the other shit, and so
honestly nothing. Like there's just nothing in my head. Like I'm not worried about anything. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not planning out anything. It's just like it's the best way I can describe it is this.
It's been dark here before, I can't help but wanting you to come back. Thinking it's been dark before, but don't feel like me, I'm not breathing. It's such a shame, nobody's feeling it now. It's not that way anymore. When I see you, I wanna feel something more. A smile, a touch, a spark of anger. When I hear you, I wanna hear something more. A shout, a scream, I don't it's not that way anymore.
It's just gliding down, you know, like just hit something that no one has hit yet. There's still a shit ton of powder, and you just glide. Just like there's no other feeling like that ever.
Having the expertise and knowing what you're doing and kind of knowing how the mountain works, and then utilizing it to have a little bit of fun, or a good amount of fun too. I think that's why it's worth it.
It's less of a lifestyle now for me, more of just like a hobby. Like, I'll go a couple times, yeah, but I'm not gonna be like 3 days back to back, waking up, first chair up, last chair, like.
It just kind of feels like when you get to the peak, you feel that you accomplished it, and you're enjoying a lot of untouched snow. Is really the main goal, is to enjoy the powder. We stumbled across powder-packed snow peaks,
Wondering if the enjoyment will overcome the numbness.
We grew up in shadows of the rocks makeshifted by God.
Waking before dawn breaks, giving us that feeling of self-aware insanity.
Where we go, there is no chair, no technology, except the items we hold dear to our survival. We leave self-conscious worries of our life behind.
The crunch of each boot as we fight through the midwinter day.
This is why we came. The unemotional wet world we climb tells us with each step to turn back.
We are engulfed in mountains and surrounded in its exquisiteness.
When we reach the summit, we become aware of the moment and its beauty. And we know this is where we are truly free. And when we return to the dusk falling beyond Hog's Back, we know that we are home.
What's happening? What's life swell?